Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having a great day. This is a confirmation more than anything else because we did not have exact information on this a couple of days ago. Ethereum will launch its 2.0 technical upgrade on the 3rd of January 2020, coinciding with the 11th anniversary of the Bitcoin Genesis block. But this time the network will move away from mining by initiating the much talked about proof of stake protocol switch. A couple days ago when we had information about this, it was that the Ethereum devs had planned on launching potentially sometime in December, and then it was maybe the end of December, and now apparently the date that they have set is now the 3rd of January 2020. Here's the actual developer's call. Ethereum tried to wean miners off their activity over the years gradually, decreasing the block reward from 5 ETH to 2 ETH per block. Justin Drake, Ethereum researcher and developer, stated that the code for the upcoming change will be released on the 30th of June. The Ethereum proof of stake protocol has been running in test mode since the beginning of May. The Ethereum hash rate remains relatively stagnant in the past months at around 160 terahashes. At the same time, distributed apps are slowly gaining in popularity, adding tens of thousands of users in some games. In the past, dApps only saw a handful of users. Ethereum is still the best used platform for tokenization and for smart contracts. I think that is going to continue as well. I don't see anything in the near future, especially because very recently Ethereum's price has been going up because of their partnerships that they have been acquiring, Cloudflare using them, and what was the other one? The other major institution who had also announced that they're going to be developing exactly on Ethereum and not making their own chain. They're going to be using Ethereum exclusively. And also because now we have finally information that seems to be hopefully set in stone that Ethereum 2.0 will finally launch on the 3rd of January 2020. It's been about 4 years. I'll give them benefit of the doubt. Let's say about 3.5 since we've been waiting for this upgrade, or since it was first announced that we were going to have it, and now it apparently seems to be that it is going to happen. So it only leads me to be a tiny bit more bullish on Ethereum than I already was before. And without further ado, let's move on. Next up, according to a chart released by Crypto Voices, Bitcoin is now the 8th largest currency in the world in terms of monetary valuation. This shows that digital currency continues to expand in increasing value. However, it remains far from gold, the Japanese yen, or the US dollar. That's to be expected. Bitcoin is like 10 years old. As the price of the most popular virtual currency continues growing, the digital asset escalates positions among the world's largest currencies around the world. According to Crypto Voices, Bitcoin is the 8th largest currency in the world alongside the Russian ruble. The chart takes into account the total amount of currency in circulation or held in commercial deposits in central banks. Thus, this does not take into account the gold reserves that countries have. The top 3 include gold at 7.7 trillion, America, so blah, 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 blah. Bitcoin is currently valued at around 168 billion in terms of market cap. However, the digital currency could keep growing in the future and reach much higher values. Indeed, if Bitcoin surpasses 40,000 US dollars, as many predict, which I'm pretty sure it's going to happen at some point, either this year or the beginning of next year, the market value will be over 680 billion US dollars. If that happens, Bitcoin would be as large as the United Kingdom and Switzerland, which is massive considering the digital currency is decentralized and there is no central authority controlling it. Here's the actual tweet right here from Crypto Voices talking about the actual chart, and here's the actual chart right here. Bitcoin's amount or value is currently stronger than South Korea, Taiwan, Mexico, Australia, Brazil, Canada, Indonesia, Poland, Philippines, Thailand, Sweden, Singapore, Malaysia, Pakistan, Israel, Turkey, Argentina, Colombia, Nigeria, South Africa, and Iran and Norway. I am pretty sure, and they also have the amount of gold in the world and also the amount of silver right here. Fairly certain we are going to pass by silver relatively soon. I think at that when we pass by the supply of money of silver, I think that's going to make a lot of news about us soon passing gold, which is expected to happen over the next couple of years, what have you. I think the big humdinger is going to be when we finally hit that $250,000 Bitcoin, and we are right here and have passed by the United States. It's going to happen. Don't think that it won't, because it is definitely going to, especially with the way that things are going in the world and the amount of people around the world who are buying up even just fragments of Bitcoin, it does add up. If you have 100 people buying a 1/100th of a Bitcoin, that's a full Bitcoin that's lost and gone forever that other people cannot ever have. And without further ado, let's move on. Coinbase is in the news. Coinbase is introducing a new push notification feature to alert mobile app users of price swings and market fluctuations in cryptocurrency supported by the exchange startup. These automatically generated messages are intended to assist investors, and Coinbase clients of real-time market performance without the hassle of shifting between different websites and apps. The startup previously offered price alerts for a limited number of assets. Customers asked for real-time price alerts natively in Coinbase app to address the inconvenience of having to check multiple sources for crypto market information. This was said by a Coinbase rep. Real-time price alerts available natively in the Coinbase app streamline access to this information that helps customers make more informed investment decisions. Only information regarding the percentage change of price swings, the time percentage of the fluctuation, and the current token valuation will be shown. So one, I feel like this is something that should have, they should have thought of this a while ago. Like who doesn't like real-time prices? I think that's something that should have kind of been there. What I think is also happening is, you can disagree with me, but we have had news about this before. There are a lot of people who are analyzing the markets, people who are even former heads of JP Morgan Chase and all the other big names that you have out there who are now in the cryptocurrency space, and they believe and have said that by the time that the New York Stock Exchange and the NASDAQ and Fidelity fully launch their platforms, Coinbase may be cannibalized by these platforms simply because they are too large for Coinbase to try and keep up with. And this is why I think over the last couple of weeks we have heard about Coinbase being in the news a lot more often, with them adding more coins, with them adding this, with them adding these other things to their platform and to their apps and to the so and so and so and to this. And this is why we had news, I think, as well before about them trying to add more customer service people who pick up the phones and listen to you while you scream at them. So, I mean, it's kind of nice. Yeah, it's cool. It's awesome. It's amazing. I expect Coinbase to be around for a while. It's not me saying that Coinbase is going to disappear into a poof of smoke. It's more like big names don't care about Coinbase. They care about their own pockets and their own money. So anyway, mobile alerts, kind of cool, kind of awesome. Should have had it before. But I mean, Coinbase is, we were talking about before where Coinbase should have had about, what was it? 38 different coins on their platform, and they're just kind of getting into it right now. Anyway, let's move on. Bitmain is in the news as investors are focused on the price of the most popular digital asset. Bitmain seems to be moving its initial public offering, or IPO, plans to the United States, according to a report released by Bloomberg on the 21st of June. The Chinese crypto mining giant aims at filing an IPO, an initial public offering, with the United States Securities and Exchange Commission, or the SEC. For those who really don't understand exactly, well, I think it explains it a bit more in the actual article. But Bitmain, for those who may not know what Bitmain is, they are, at least were at one time, and I'm pretty sure they are still up there as well, one of the largest miners of Bitcoin in the entire world. I believe they were located in, I want to say China and Hong Kong. I don't know the exact location. Part of the issue is that I believe they were becoming too big, and I think the Chinese authorities cracked down on them, and I think there was also speculation last year that they were getting too big for the cryptocurrency space. Anyway, back in 2018, Bitmain filed to list an IPO on the Hong Kong Stock Exchange. However, their experience in the market was not good. Their application had expired on the 26th of March, which did not allow the company to raise the $3 billion that they were trying to raise. This is why, with a new price increase in Bitcoin and renewed interest in the market, the Chinese giant decided to try again and file the necessary documents with the US SEC. Though it seems that the firm didn't present the necessary documentation yet, could do so in the near future. I assume they want to do so in the near future. As mentioned before, the firm was planning to gather $3 billion in funds from investors in Hong Kong. Bloomberg now suggests that the fundraising target is going to be anywhere between 300 to 500 million, as opposed to the 3 billion they wanted to do before. A few hours ago, Bitcoin passed by 10,000. Yeah, so let's see if they can actually do it. A lot of people, I mean, they're not like an evil corporation within the cryptocurrency space, but they were trying to, or were actually succeeding in controlling a large amount of the cryptocurrency hash mining power. This led to calls about centralization. I think they haven't, I think they've pulled back a tiny bit. I think 2018 was very difficult for them. We had a lot of news about Bitmain. I think they closed down their Bitcoin Cash office. And there was also some other information that apparently the rumors were that if the bear market did not subside, that they would have to start selling off their Bitcoin Cash and Litecoin, which also caused a price drop when we had this news last year. No one knows if they did or if they did not. I mean, Bitmain just, I don't know. I'm neither really here nor there with Bitmain, but the fact that they're trying to, it didn't work in Hong Kong, and now they're trying to go to the SEC, and we know the SEC doesn't do anything, so good luck to them. To kind of finish things off in even more confusing news, in just 2 weeks, virtual currencies and ICOs should obtain legal status in the Russian Federation. After the announcement made by Facebook about Libra, some analysts asked whether the new virtual currency is going to be included in this new regulatory ecosystem. Apparently, it will be excluded. The Russian State Duma is expected to adopt new regulations for digital currencies and ICOs. This is going to help the government control the market, impose sanctions, and protect investors, because of course that's what they're aiming for. The information was released by local news media outlet known as TASS. During a recent interview, the Deputy Finance Minister Alexei Moiseev commented and said, "We discussed the bill and agreed on the final version of the text during the meeting last week. Fundamentally, everything is settled now. We are making the final revisions and hopefully we'll be ready to adopt it in the second reading within 2 weeks. This is all going to be a separate bill. There's also going to be a separate bill that will be regulating ICOs. This will allow companies to have a clear legal framework in which to operate if they want to raise funds through the cryptocurrency market." So without reading too much further into it, what we seemingly have at the moment is that, according to the Deputy Finance Minister, in 2 weeks, we should have regulations for cryptocurrencies within Russia. This is significant because Russia was one of those countries that came out in 2018 that was talking about banning cryptocurrencies, not really wanting them. Vladimir Putin, I believe, was completely against them. He didn't want them at all in the country. Now, apparently, like I had speculated, because there was far too much movement around it within Russia, that they're probably going to allow them, but maybe even only just certain cryptocurrencies and maybe not the whole shebang. I assume Dash, Beam, what was the other one? My gosh, Grin, Zcash, Monero, all these names are probably going to be restricted from use within the Russian Federation, especially since we also had news yesterday that apparently they will also be banning the Facebook cryptocurrency as well, which is wonderful for the Bitcoin space, but not too good for the people from Facebook and Libra. So I'm expecting them to allow it, but to have very, very, very tight controls over the entire thing. But it still gives a bit of a push towards acceptance within the country, because a lot of people within certain countries, it's very sad, but they are afraid of doing things that their government tells them not to do. If they say you can't hold that digital money on a screen, a lot of them do get afraid and they do not hold it. So the proposed bills that we had before for Russia and that were semi-introduced at the end of 2018 were that rich people can do whatever they want. And that's not even a joke. It was that if you are rich and you want to hold cryptocurrencies, go for it. Have fun. Have as much fun as you decide to have within your life. But if you are a normal person, I believe you are restricted to, I think, what was it? 6,000 per year that you could put into the cryptocurrency space. And I assume the KYC and anti-money laundering things that they're going to have in Russia are going to be intense. However, it still allows people around the world to own, what is that? 80 million Satoshis, so that's still not a problem at all. As always, a very special thank you to my Patreon supporters: Mechanic, Anthony Charles, Nick Mangialavori, Arthur Yaku, Minting Coins, Jim Gardner, Jeremy the Photographer, Tom and Sam are losers, Paxis, Vlad the Impaler, Cody, RF, Dusty, Richie Rich the Third, Nick Kanaya, Setsuna, Nicholas, One Earth, One Piece, One Love, Crypto Artist, Coldy 3D, Clara T, Snowden, Jeffrey Ramsey, Amy Starsheen, Yasha Harari, Rai, singer-songwriter Mike Savitz, Carl Bergenov, Mohan Maroney, Crypto Joe, Wise Night Owl, Jared Schneider, L Doug, Brady Niels, Crypto. Wow, I almost did it. Crypto and Beer Shipmate. No, I didn't. I wasn't even close. Adobo, My Keto Kitchen, Professor Wally from Gunbot University, and Auspicious, Agile, and Blockchain. Thank you all very much for your support. I'm a little lightheaded. I tried to do it. I was so close. I really wasn't, though. At the moment, earlier, Bitcoin was at 10,700. It's currently sitting at $10,910. What have you. It's still going up. Let's see how much farther it's going to go up. A lot of people say, what was the number again? I think it's 11,600 apparently is going to be the resistance level. Let's see if we can smash right through that. All the other coins, all of them, are in the negative in accordance with the Satoshi price. So they're doing just fine with the fiat numbers, but apparently it appears that the prophecy, maybe not the right word, of people selling off their altcoins into Bitcoin is maybe starting to become true. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed. Hope you all are having a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I hope it's absolutely fantastic. Some altcoins are not faring too well. Crypto.com, Chaincoin, OKB, Bat, Doji, or Doge, or Doggy. People like to call it Doggy. And VeChain Thor are taking huge hits right now. Down 6%, almost 7%, 6%, 3.3 and 6.18. But compared to the Satoshi value, down 15%, 16%, 15%, 12%, and 16.21%. There's a lot of movement right now happening around Bitcoin. A lot of people are pushing their monies into Bitcoin in anticipation of even higher prices. Thank you all once again for watching and or listening. Very exciting times ahead. Thank you all once again for watching and listening, and I will definitely, most certainly, be talking to you all soon. See you.